You can feel that downbeat in the pulse, right? Speed it up. This ties back into learning versus practicing. Right. You have to make that sound musical before you can make a bunch of other notes sound musical.
Can you give us a working man's lick that should be in everyone's arsenal? That's maybe like one shred lick and one chicken picking lick.
Okay.
That should be like you don't even go to the gig unless you have this standard lick in your bag.
Yeah, so like the shred thing is like, to me, it's less about a specific lick, and it's more about understanding groupings and how to navigate groupings, right? So like the Gilbertism.
Yeah. What's the Gilbertism?
So a Gilbertism would be like something that cycles back and forth. I always think about that with maybe just blues. But he would like those kind of things.
How slowly can you do that? Can you do that pattern like super slowly?
Sure. I mean, all it is it's just taking three notes. Which one are we going to do? The blues, the blues one. I would just understand that the first thing I got to be able to do is and make that sound musical. You can feel that downbeat in the pulse, right? Speed it up. To me, when I go, this ties back into learning versus practicing. Right. You have to make that sound musical before you can make a bunch of other notes sound musical. Because if that sounds square,
you're done.
You're done. You're already trying to race with a flat tire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like to me, it's like getting your pocket right. And that doesn't sound that fast, right? Let's go clean. Right? But that's not far away from this tempo. It's there, right? Yeah. So like to me, that understanding those kind of groupings, and those are very even where like everything falls on a down. Like when you're playing 6-note groupings, right? Like very Petrucci kind of thing. Like those kind of isms.
Yeah.
That definitely feels like putting things on the down.
How do you find the groupings, though? Sometimes I feel like I have a hard time finding those groupings.
It's just slowing it down, right? Like it's slowing it down to the learning side, not the practicing side. So like you got to give yourself a chord, right? Give yourself a chord. Do you know your major scale? Now, are you sitting there playing your major scale in a block, stopping, unplugging, putting it in another block? Well, there's your problem. Because you've left out gaps of information. It's understanding that this G note isn't always the first finger as much as we want it to be.
Right.
It's understanding that it could be on the first finger, it could be on the pinky, it could be on any finger. It's just G. And if you've got to get from here and you understand this playing field and you understand, let's say this one, but this stuff right here is alien to you, then you don't need to be worried about groupings because
first figure that out.
You got to figure that out because that's your roadmap, right? So for me to get to groupings, it actually ironically you spend more time working on things that aren't the groupings because the groupings will find themselves out. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
When you say I can't find the groupings, it's like, can you count to 6? And if you can, there's your grouping, right? So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now just pick another note and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So and it works the other way too.
And now rip that. Yes.
It's just getting the idea that you know where the fretboard is, you know. You know, it's like you got to understand that the fretboard goes this way. that's where the hard part is to me, is just realizing that the guitar isn't play this in this position, unplug, play it in another position, unplug. That's how you have these walls in your playing where you only have comfortable spots. So to me, that's where that is. The next level of that, and we're not going to spend too much time on it.
Yeah,
would be like
we're running out of time, but yeah.
Odd note groupings.
Yeah.
So take an odd note grouping, just take that same thing. Do it in fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But play it in consecutive fives. Yeah, so just count the number that you want of the groupings, and then there it is. It's really up to you to plug it in and get it sound like you want it to.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're running out of time. You gave us a master class right there in shred. Now give us a little chicken picking.
Okay.
What's the strategy?
The strategy is understanding that the flat 7 is as important as the root. Anytime you have a flat 7, what key? A?
Hey,
A's chicken.
yeah, great key.
That's as important as anything you'll ever do, right? Because that just understanding where all those 7-to-1 relationships are. Look at all the G's that happen within that. That's the chicken picking thing. And if you need the delivery of it, it's take all your pet licks that you're used to playing, like, it's the phrasing, right? And with any style of music, you're only going to be as good as the how much you listen to it. So if you want to be a great chicken picker, you've got to listen to Roy Nichols and Albert Lee. Like, you have to know who Ray Flack is. You have to know who John Jorgensen, Will Ray are. It's not like, oh, I saw John 5 chicken pick, now I want to do it. It's like, understand the lineage of it. That's the most important thing, because you can't play what you can't hear.
When I talked to Guthrie Trapp about what he visualizes when he chicken picks, he says he visualizes like an A chord and a G chord in every position of the neck.
That's it right there,
and
right?
that's all it is. Is that what you think of? He swears that that's the only thing he sees when he's chicken picking, is basically that.
That's
and then
a lot of it.
And then the notes fill, you fill in the 6 because you're missing the 6.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you think of when you're playing in that style?
Yeah, a lot of it is that. But I also want to connect every section. I like a lot of outside stuff too.
Yeah.
So I might go to get a neat sound. But yeah, in general, I'm just kind of thinking of if somebody says, hey, we're going to play a chicken picking song and it's in the key of A and I don't know anything else, that's all I've been given, I know that I'm going to have 1, 2, flat 3, 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 6, flat 7 root. And I mean, really, it's every note becomes available, because even a flat 9, that doesn't sound like it would fit. If you phrase it right, it will. Sorry, one more time. So yeah, it's really about just that root to flat 7 thing, and then just knowing that every note can be available to you.
All right, that makes a lot of sense.